The share of adults that are considered middle class in the United States has gone down considerably over the last 5 decades. Should we be concerned about this? That's what I'm thinking about today. Many of us have heard about, certainly I hear a lot about the shrinking middle class. And it sounds really concerning. And of course it is in some respects. But I came across some research recently from the Pew Institute that paints a little bit of a different picture than maybe that connotation gives us. And what it had to say was that back in 1971, about 60% of Americans were considered middle class. And today it's about 50% are considered middle class. That's almost a 20% reduction over the last 50 years in the middle class. So that shows in the middle in these yellowish boxes, 61% shrinking to 50%. But take a look on the right-hand side. The number of people that fall into the upper income classification have gone up 50% in the last 50 years. You hear sometimes, or at least I hear, about the shrinking middle class. Have we heard about the exploding upper income folks in America? That messaging just hasn't been out there, at least in the places that I've been hearing. So the idea we can, holding these two things together, middle class has shrunk considerably. Upper incomes, the number of people falling in that category have exploded, up 50%. And so when you hear middle class shrinks, it's got this negative feeling. But when you think about it, migrating people into the upper income categorization, that certainly has a lot different feel. And not to argue whether it's right or wrong or how it works, but there's this idea of expanding our knowledge and expanding our insight in order to make good decisions and how we look at the world is really important to me. And now take a look on the other side of it as well, right? The people that are classified in the lower income categories, the last 50 years, that side of things has actually gone up, right? They've gone up 15% or so. So that's a problem. We look at this and it's not all, hey, everything's rosy, look, middle class is growing. A lot of the middle class is going into the upper income levels, but some of the middle income levels has also shifted down. So it's not panacea on both sides. See, this one side's wrong or the other side's wrong. There's some messaging that we don't often hear. I want to make sure that we're aware of and if we think about things, but then there's also some things on the negative side that are real with this. And I want to make sure to point that out as well. A lot of that I think has to do with education level of people and single versus double head of households. We'll maybe take a look at some studies and some research on that in future episodes. Remember, when we hear the shrinking middle class, there might, and in this case, there certainly is more than one side of that coin. So that's what I'm thinking about today. As always, I'm interested in knowing what you're thinking about. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment in the comment section below. Shoot me an email directly and let me know what you're thinking. And as always, thanks for watching.